this is taking so long for me to get this off the ground. I've run into some technical difficulties along the way, usually manifesting themselves in the form of a 4-year-old. But the boys are in bed tonight, so I thought I'd make my first video kind of explaining what EIL Films is. It's a very amateur attempt to dispel some of the myths that the media tries to sell off as absolute truth. It's not absolute truth. I'm going to give you an example that kind of gives you a broad overview of what I'm going to try to do here. I'm assuming most people out there have seen the movie Heat. It's got Robert De Niro and Al Pacino, Val Kilmer. It's a bank heist movie. And there's a scene in it, maybe you remember, where Robert De Niro is sitting down in a chair, nice sunny day. He's talking to this guy, and this guy's got all this information about this bank they're going to hold up. He's giving him schematics of the buildings, he's giving him times and dates of deposits and withdrawals, security, the level of security they have, everything about this bank they would need to know to hold it up and get away with it. And De Niro sits there and looks at him as he's sitting there talking, and he's looking at his paperwork, just sheets upon sheets of printouts, stuff that useful information he's going to need. He looks at the guy and says, "How do you know all this?" And when he says that, you get the overall impression that De Niro has no idea where this information comes from. He knows it's useful, and he knows before he sat down with this guy, he didn't have it. This is useful stuff that he needs. Okay? And he's like, "How did you get this? Where do you get this from?" And the guy answers him in a way that I think has a lot of relevance in today's world as far as the media goes. He says, "This stuff is just beamed out all over the place. You just got to know how to grab it." And then he says the most important thing. He says, "I know how to grab it." What if you, that person, that could filter through all the detritus that this media machine throws at you, and you could find that one little piece of information that no one else even knows is there, and it made it all fit together and form a more complete picture than the one you've been given? What if you knew how to grab that stuff? It's out there, you just gotta know where to look. The problem is, if you only look in one spot all the time, i.e. the same channel, if you only watch MSNBC, you're not getting the full picture. I know people that watch MSNBC exclusively, and that is their sole source of information. They are grossly uninformed. I'll take another example. The unemployment rate. We all heard a lot about it during the election. It's a statistic. It's one piece of information that's pulled out of a large data compilation. People go out and collect this information, and they compile one certain area of it to spit out this number, which is the unemployment rate, or that's what they say it is. Understand now that when you hear someone say recently that the unemployment rate is 7.6%, that's a lie. You're being lied to. Okay? But they don't tell you it's a lie. They pass it off as if it's the gospel, and it's not. Understand now, these statistics serve two purposes. Number one, it is an attempt to control what you think. It is also an attempt to control the way you think. They want you to think their way. And if you only go to one certain well for water, you're only going to get one type of water, or one type of Kool-Aid. But there's lots of sources of information out there, lots of different flavors of Kool-Aid. But if you only go to that one well, you're only going to know one flavor. And it may not even be a good one. It may be watered down. It may have stuff within it that you don't want. That's what EIL Films is. It's going to be an attempt for all of us, including me, to learn. Throughout the course of these videos, I don't know everything. When something comes along that piques my interest, I don't just watch the news. There's two types of people in the world. There's people that watch the news, and there's people that seek out the news. It's very easy to watch the news. You sit on a couch, potato chips, eat potato chips, and watch the news. And that's all you know. Seeking takes effort. Seeking is not popular. Seeking, to someone who likes to watch the news, sounds like something you might do on a hot day and work up a sweat, and they say, that's not for me. I'll just watch MSNBC, or NBC, or ABC, or whatever your flavor is. It all has an agenda to control what you think and the way you think. Don't let them control what you think, because what you think is of the utmost importance. I believe last year's election is not to prove that to anyone. Becoming informed is the one thing they don't want you to do, because it exposes them for who they really are. Basically, the mouthpiece of an administration. They tell you what you need to know and what they want you to know as far as their agenda goes. Do not let them control your mind. This is Exercises in Liberty, EIL. These are brain exercises meant to free your mind. Join the rebellion.